Good morning and welcome to Three Dudes and a Lady. Join us for a little inspiration, a little motivation, and perhaps a way to cope with your day. I am Mike Jones from Virginia, and my gratitude today is Jay Shetty reminding me of what's beauty all around us, and that is Virginia.
Good morning, folks. My name is Earl. Living in the beautiful state of North Carolina. And my gratitude for today is this beautiful sunshiny weather. We're supposed to have a great weekend here. And it's a great way to get out and enjoy nature.
Hey guys, I am Christine Wright, hailing out of the great state of Florida. My gratitude for the day is date nights and boating. We got to go out in the ocean yesterday. It was amazing. Love it. That's my favorite thing to do. So I was all in. Um, so today, Jay Shetty talked about practice. Practice makes perfect. We've all heard that saying, right? But he was talking about developing a practice that's less about perfection and more about our intentions, right? Our routines and how we can adjust them for growth instead of just like going on autopilot, right? He brought up somebody that was traveling and she was a gym person, so she went to the gym every day. That was her routine, right? But she was not going to have access to a gym, so she decided that she was going to do push-ups every morning. And she wasn't good at push-ups. She didn't like push-ups, but she decided that she would do 100 push-ups every day, right? And year later, she was still doing her push-ups. And of course, she got much better at them. And, practice is all about our approach and how we approach things. He also brought up another example about his dentist said he was brushing his teeth too vigorously. And so he changed up his routine when he was brushing his teeth. Instead of just vigorously brushing and not being intentional, he focused and was intentional on brushing each tooth, right? And focused on it. You didn't just let it autopilot go, right? The big thing is practicing mindfulness, being gentle with ourselves, because a lot of times we can become really hard on ourselves, especially if it's a new routine, right? And anything can become a practice. We just need to disengage our autopilot and be intentional about what we are doing and creating this space to grow. Like if you would have told me 10 years ago, I'd be doing I'd be meditating 3 or 4 times a day, I would have told you you're crazy. I was always the person was like, I can't meditate. I can't focus like that. I can't be intentional. And yes, in the beginning, when I first started meditating, even still today, when I meditate, like my mind's going sometimes, right? And that's okay because we are human. We are designed to do that, right? And sometimes we just have to be intentional and be gentle with ourselves and just get back into the practice, right? Just let your mind wander if it needs to and just come right back, right? But a lot of times we're hard on ourselves. I was that person and was like, I'm never going to get good at this. I'm never going to be this person. And here I am today, right? So it's just changing our routines, but being intentional about it and not just letting it flow, right? What do you guys think? Anything
Um,
come to your mind?
I well, this is for any of the entrepreneurs or any business people watching out there. You know that intentionality into your career is critical, and make sure you stay in your lane of what it is that you do and what your practice is. Now, for me personally, I'm a life insurance broker, but I've building my own name, my own website, and being intentional about it. Because if we are focused on that lane and being intentional and showing our pride in it, I mean, it opens up our mind, but it shows the seriousness of how we do things and what we do and what we believe in because we have to stay in that lane because Christine, you just touched up on it a second ago. Our mind can go about 8 different directions at once. All right, if something can distract us from us, it's important that we stay in our lane no matter what. And now for those who are not business owners, or if you just have a job, you can make your job your practice of what it is. If it's customer service, or if you have a side hustle that you want to develop a practice in, just be intentional about what it is that you want, and don't let anything stop you and get in your way, because I think that's a key component. Mike, what do you got?
And just thinking about what you just said, Earl, yes, if you found your purpose,
Hmm.
you have to be intentional
Yep.
and work it. But if you feel like you haven't found it, be open-minded, and maybe your intention is to try different things. Like for me, I had a long career in one industry, but I went into insurance, and I went from life insurance to health insurance back to life insurance because I felt like that was where I was drawn. So it wasn't intentional at first because I was switching back and forth, but
Right.
now I feel like I am.
And one other point I wanted to bring up, I'll give you an example of this. I have a close friend that I graduated from high school. Her name is Erin. I'm not going to give out her full name, but she is a school teacher, mid school teacher here in North Carolina, and she has a passion for kids, passion for she's found her passion, being in the education, working with kids. And she approached me about the opportunity that I'm doing. I said, "There's nothing wrong with doing it part time on the side. If that's a side hustle, but you need to remain intentional about what it is that you're doing in life." And she understood that 100%. I said, "As long as we're communicating, take all the time you need because I told her you're a single mom, you're mid, not elementary school, mid school, mid junior high, sorry, but grades 6, 7, and 8. Uh, but that's a hard task as it is. But she's very intentional about that. She's very intentional, yes. But at the same time, she sees the value of what I do, and she asked me, "Do you think I would be good if I don't know if I want to switch careers right now?" I said, "I'm not asking you to switch careers, and I don't want you to switch careers because you got a family to raise." I said, "You want to do this part time on the side? God bless you. You could certainly do it. The thing is, you got to be intentional and take your time with it. Take baby steps. Learning, licensing, all that. Christine, you know what I'm talking about. Building that blog." I told her, I said, "I am not going to rush you. I'm not a pusher, not by any means. Not because we're friends, but it's a logical thing." I said, "And for all you out there that are watching, if you're in the beginning stages of something, take that same approach. All right. And don't let anybody push you harder than you need to, because sometimes it takes a little more time for others to build what it is that you're going after. So, but the important thing is stay in that lane so you know what it is that you're going after for your purpose."
Absolutely. And I like that you brought like the entrepreneurial background into it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
you definitely have to have a different type of intention when it relies on you, right? When you work a 9 to 5 or when you're working for a person or a company or a corporation, you're told when to come in, you're told when, which is fine. Like if that's the lane you're in, do that lane and do it well, right? Be intentional with it.
Right,
But
exactly.
you don't have to necessarily be like we as self-employed people have to be intentional about our work because we don't work,
Absolutely.
we don't get paid, right?
Right.
Right.
So like our intention and our focus and what we're trying to do is so different, right? You have to have a lot of self-motivation and you have to be motivated every single day to do what you're going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like finding a daily practice that's going to make that happen for you is something you have to work on, right? It's not something that just it's not like we wake up motivated every day. I mean, some people might, but some people might need extra motivation and they have to be intentional about where they're going to get that from, right?
Right. And another thing I want to add in there, Christine, another thing I told her is the word balance, meaning you should take some time for meditation as well.
Oh, yes.
Because
In the morning.
right, exactly. I said, because I told her what we do with, about our podcast, but what it means and what it does. I encouraged her to do more meditation either first thing in the morning or before you go to bed at night.
Or
Because
both.
or both. I said,
Yeah,
but
I do both.
I
And
told
even
her
like, oh, well,
I
I do this one with you guys. I do one when I wake up, I do one at night, and then I do this one with you guys.
right, and Christine, but I told her you got to find what works for you. Everybody has their own comfort level. Some
Oh,
people are morning person; they can get up at 6 a.m. with no problem and start their day. Other people's they got to do it at night before they go to bed. It's because
They're
it
morning, they're different in the morning. Like I have those kids, right? One of
right,
my son is a morning person. He gets up, he does his thing, he's motivated, he's like me, right? And I have a
Mhm.
daughter who's not a morning person and doesn't want people to talk to her when she wakes up. You got to give her at least an hour to like to get her stuff together, right? She's just one of those people that she's never been a morning person ever, and I don't think she ever will be, which is fine. That's totally fine. But when you are different, when you're different like that, you have to figure out what's going to work best for you, right? And if it takes
Right.
you an hour to get going in the morning, you have to give yourself that hour. You're just going to have to wake up earlier.
And
And
sometimes
for
that's hard for people. Sometimes getting up that extra early. Are you kidding me? You got to throw a rock at them or something just to get them.
You
Get
better be
them.
self-employed or work a night shift.
Right. Right. Exactly.
I was just saying,
Mike. What did you have, Mike?
I was going to say that you have to be careful with that too, because you might be forced into being something you're not.
Right.
Well,
Like
that's true. That's a good
I
point.
Oh,
was
trust
not
me, I've
naturally a,
been there. Like with especially my daughter, like trying to get her to be a morning person. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, why can't you just get up and like be happy? But that's not who she is. She's just not a morning person.
That's for
So
me personally. I find myself to be more of a morning person. I
yeah,
feel like that's when my battery is charged. I get up. It's a sunny morning. It's cool. It's only 50 degrees outside, but that cool air feels good
yeah,
when you're going
for
out
sure.
there, walking to your vehicle. It's like,
There's
smell the
just
fresh
something
air.
about the sun rising and
Right.
being up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. I mean, for me personally, that's what works for me.
right.
And that charges my inner battery that tells me, okay, I'm ready to go. Let's start this day. It's Friday. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, when Mike and I are walking, it's 5:30 in the morning, so it's still dark out, but the light's starting to come out. Like it's just it's peaceful. We don't run into a lot of vehicles. Like so, it's just a peaceful walk that we get every single morning. It's amazing. Like it's part of our routine, right? And we're very intentional about it. We
Yep.
weren't always, it wasn't like one of those things that we were extremely intentional about, but now we are. But we have to focus on it, right? I have to get my stuff out the night before so that I'm ready to go, so that way in the morning, that's not an excuse that I have. Because guess what? We can sell ourselves on that, right? I can definitely sell myself on the fact that I don't feel like getting up and picking out my clothes, right? It's
Hmm.
easy. Go ahead, Mike. You got something?
I think Jay Shetty said something during the meditation part that is very important. He said, if your mind wanders,
Yeah,
that's okay. Just just bring it back to focus. And I feel like everything that we do has some kind of developmental slash biological component. So
for
a
sure.
wandering mind was the mother of invention.
Yeah. Well,
Go
think about
ahead.
it. Like, and because of that, because of what you just said, Mike, that changed my whole outlook on meditation because he's said that a couple times before. And when
Mhm.
I first started meditating with Jay, like when you first start a practice, you're not good at it, right? At all. My mind was all over the place all the time, and he would say that a lot. And I was like, oh, okay. So if it does happen, just come right back. Like it's not a big deal. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I'm usually thinking, what's my gratitude today? I really concentrate on what he's saying.
Yeah, right. It's easy to get off track, right? It's easy for our
Yeah.
minds to just wonder. I mean, he could even say one little thing, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, our minds like completely wandered off somewhere else.
I think for me, the example of what he's talking about was I had an intentionality around brain health and getting better at
Mm,
certain things. And then
yeah,
I started doing a crossword puzzle every day. And where am I? Day 667, I think. So,
right.
um, and there's some days I don't do it in the morning. I go, oh, I gotta do it before midnight.
Yeah. Well, because it's one of those things that you're intentional about, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a good practice to have, especially when you're talking about brain health and, trying not to have like the brain fog, right?
exactly.
Yeah. I love that. Earl, you got anything else?
I have something that's coming to my mind that talking about certain practices. The word creativity is coming to my mind. Being creative of what you're doing, whether it's technology or new ideas of your practice, whatever it is that you're doing, because sometimes you need that. And it just it kind of opens up the mind, but also helps you to expand. So
Sure. Yeah.
don't be afraid. For all those watching, don't be afraid to be creative in yourself. And it all starts with belief. You believe in yourself of what you're practicing, and and make it consistent. You got to be consistent, and I think you have to be creative too, because someone else might be copying you, or somebody else might be following your footsteps. But to stay in your path, but be creative, open minded, and just do more. That's all.
And don't think of creativity as just like painting or drawing, because I'm not that person, right? But I am a creative. Like I'm a creative person, but my creativity comes more with schedules and AI and technology and building out processes and
Well,
stuff like that. So it's not just drawing and being, but Earl, your creativity thing is good. Like it's spot on, but don't be hard on yourselves if you feel like, because a lot of times we're told that creativity is drawing and writing and being artsy, and but that's not necessarily just creative,
no,
right?
and kind of the path that I was going under, Christine, excuse me, was social media. We got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got Instagram. I mean, all that. I mean, the more people see you as an original person, as you're the person, you're the human being. I think there's more of a chance people will come on to you and say, "Hey, can we talk?"
Yeah,
Or yeah, a simple conversation. Because if they don't know who you are, they don't see you. How are you going to get there?
Yeah, just be careful because everything you just rattled off, all those platforms, they have one thing in common. They all want your attention.
yeah,
Well, it's
And if you
okay,
give it
but
too much, it could be
what?
bad.
But yeah, but Mike, it's okay to be selective. If there
Yeah.
is a lot coming at you, it's okay to be selective of who you're going to talk to, because your heart will tell you which person to talk to. A lot of times, you're drawn to that person, or the people that you're going to be going with. So
I don't
I mean that.
leave you first thing in the morning. Like I did it once this week, and I don't ever. I mean, I rarely get on social media anyway. But
Mhm.
I don't know what it was, why I did it. One morning this week, I got on social media even before this call, which is rare for me to do in itself. And I did, and I was like angry about it. I was like, because a lot of times, you see all these wonderful pictures and like these people are way ahead of you, and you're like, what happened? Like, what's going on in my life? Because we tend to be hard on ourselves about where we're at compared to where somebody else is. But instead of looking at it like that, we have to look at it as like, good for them. How do I get there? Right?
and
Like,
and
what
I'll,
can I do?
and I'll just leave one more thought before we kind of wrap this up. Uh, as far as creativity, don't be afraid to be part of your community, because being part of your community, I think, is important. If they see the real you,
For
and
sure.
you're willing to put in your 2 cents into the community that you love, people will start to look at you. And for me personally, I think that's a key component, because if you get involved in like activities or fundraisers, stuff like that, they see the real you. And I'm not gonna say it's happened overnight, but it's a piece of the puzzle that begins to help you with your practice, whatever it is that you're doing. You're taking a piece of the pie and just running with it.
For sure. Love that.
Well, folks, as you can see, we are not licensed uh, professionals, um, but we do listen to the app Calm, and that's where we find our wonderful friend Jay Shetty, who gives us motivational videos each and every day to help us through our day. It gives us motivation and inspiration. And we invite you to come on to our podcast each and every day, share, take what resonates with you, and hope that this will help you a long ways. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. And we still hope to see you soon. Have a great day, everybody.
Deuces.
Yes.